All right, been out of the shop here. Well, I've been in the shop. I had to reconfigure the shop for working on cars. I had to work on my Jeep. I lost a universal joint and had to replace it, and a little bit of other preventative maintenance. And now the shop's back in order, and this is going to be this week's video. It's a piece of Juniper, and this is Montana Juniper. My friend Steve brought this back from his last trip out and about. So we're gonna put this on here, and I think I'm gonna make this at the bottom. And I'm not so sure a live edge works for this because there's no bark on it. It's got this big tear out right here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna turn like a conventional bowl out of it, and we'll just see how it turns out. So I'm going to knock the corners off of it. I'll just set this piece of wood on this piece of thing on here, and I think that's about the middle, and boom, there we go. Now we'll go cut it out. All right, I don't know what the actual size of this bowl is going to turn out to be. I'm just going to put this and knock the corners off of it so they come out somewhat symmetrical, and then we'll put her on the lathe. Oh, that's going to have some glue in it, it looks like. Here we go. Let's see what we got. So as this sits now, it's about 10.5 by 8 1/4, something like that. So the size of this bowl is going to be, you know, smaller. It's going to be like 8 inches, probably as big as we'll be able to get it. The question is, where do I want the center to be? I can push it a little bit one way or the other, and I'm thinking center, and I think that's going to be just right. So we'll find the middle here. Like I said before, you know, there's always a million different ways to find center of something. You can just kind of eyeball it here and make a mark, or you can put a mark over here and make a mark. And eyeball center over here and say it goes about there, and somewhere in that area. Same thing over here. And then if you make an X between this mark and that mark, that's X marks the spot right there. Look at that. We found the center with a pair of dividers. Oh, and by the way, I made these years ago. I made them with a skill saw. I wouldn't recommend doing that. I'd probably never do that in my right mind, but I did it, and I still got 10 fingers, so I got away with it. Yeah, fun tool. I've had it forever, and I really like it. Oh, that's going to be interesting. Let's see if that gets a good bite. All right, let's get the woodworm screw in. Okay. Okay, Montana Juniper. What can we say about Montana Juniper? And you know, I mean, I don't know if that's the official name of this. I see people calling it red cedar, and A lot of other things. It's a member of the cedar family. And one of the things I've noticed about juniper, depending on where you get it, is how bright the red is. The Utah juniper is the grain is more twisty, much more twisty. Same with Oregon juniper; it's quite twisty. And this juniper from Montana grows up in a cold climate, so you know, every wherever it comes from, it's just a little bit different, a little bit more unique. So we'll put the lathe on 100 here. Push OK. Turn the throttle down. RPM's 100. And as usual, we're going to put this on here. Don't do this if you're not comfortable with it. Okay. Lock her down. Finish it off. Alrighty, there we go. Well, let's see. This is going to be the bottom. This is going to be the top. Looks like it's going to get pretty narrow. It's probably going to finish out about maybe 2.5, 3 inches thick, maybe a little more. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, this is the Bravo camera mount, and it's on the far side of the lathe, and you'll be watching the turn. I don't know. I hope I got a good angle for you here. Let's see where we're at here. I think I heard that hit. Okay. So we're going to go at it with a 1/2 inch bowl gouge because, yeah, that's what I like to use. I'm going to use a roughing gouge, a more roughing gouge. I'm not sure what the name of them are. I'm going to put a face shield on. And if it's real dusty, I'll add a mask. But for now, we're just going with the face shield. Let's see how it goes. Put some light on the subject. There, everything's lit. See what kind of speed we're going to get here. The power's on. Okay, 600 is too fast, and 575 looks like pretty good speed. And we're going to go with this pretty lightly, get past all bogeys. Okay, let's see what we're doing here. Yeah, oh, this is going to be pretty. That's going to be pretty. I'll get it tightened up here a little bit further. Maybe we can bump the speed up a little now. I was going to put the tailstock up, but I don't think I will. It seems to be cutting. I don't seem to be tearing out. It doesn't seem to be pulling or stressing the machine any, so I'll bump it up another 100 RPMs and see where we go. This might end up being a little winged bowl. We'll see. Oh yeah, see, we got to turn all the way down. We got to turn. This is going to be the level of the bottom. We want to get all the way below that, and then we're going to pull it round until these edges go away, till this live edge stuff is all gone. And we're going to let this bowl show you its color. We're going to let this wood show you its color. Look at the blue. Isn't that amazing? So, and I think this is something you'd probably see would be real typical of Montana type woods, pine blues out like this. And I'm not completely sure. Some folks told me it has to do with beetles, and some folks tell me it has to do with freezing, and maybe it has a lot to do with both. So I'm not completely sure, but I know it's pretty. So we're gonna go a little deeper here. We'll move it in a little closer and get set up and pull some more off there. Face shield on. Okay, I got some thinking going on here. So I'm gonna turn this down far enough to where I can make a tent. So I want to keep as much of this as I can. So I'm gonna just probably stop about here, as far as maybe just a little bit deeper. But like I say, the depth of my bowl is going to be about here, and that's how deep I want my tenon to be. So I'm going to put my tenon mark on there right now. A little bit more. Okay, I think that's going to be it. Okay, we'll get the scraper and scrape this off and see how it looks. I think I'm liking it. We'll see. I'm going to clean this up one more time with the skew. I think this might be a little bit on the deep side. Okay, I'm going to call that it. Go ahead and turn it. Okay, so I am not sanding this off right now, and I'm not going to go through all that process. because I'm not completely convinced I'm happy with it all. I know I'm going to probably work on these wings a lot more. Maybe. Anyway, I'm not going to lock myself into saying this shape is exactly finished. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it around. Yeah. Yep, I'm going to go ahead and flip it. Let's see. I'm going to put my thing here and make a little dimplage. Okay, so now we know where that is. So one of the things I've always noticed about my turning is I like to get a little greedy when I'm removing material on the inside of the bowl, and I like to go from the I like to go from the inside out because you can really put a lot of power into it. But with this piece of wood, I'm going to go very, very light because this tenon is pretty delicate. I mean, it'll be really easy to rip this tenon right off the bottom, and I don't want to do that. So what that means is I'm going to go light. I'm turning light. That's what it means. All right, we'll get this out of here. I know how to work that. Also, one other thing, I made a little extra bevel on this so that my jaws are actually going to cut hard into that tenon, because it's real soft wood and I want it to have a real positive grip. So there we go, we're all mounted up. Let's see how it looks. Yes sir, that's going to work just fine. And I'm not going to use I don't think I'm going to go ahead, I don't think I'm going to go light, so I don't think I really need to have the tailstock up. This is going to be on there or it's not, we'll see. I'm going to continue with this 1/2 inch bowl gouge, whatever. It's got a deep trough in it. I don't know what you call that. Tell me in the comments what you call that. I guess I call it a bowl roughing gouge, because this thing takes a lot of material, and it's I love this tool. It's a good one, but it's for getting work done with, that's for sure. So what I was saying before is I like to brace my hand right here and cut into this real hard, normally on a piece of hardwood, and I have a really good mount. But this mount is not all that, you know, I mean, the wood is soft and I don't trust the mount that great. So I'm going to be going fairly softly, and I'll probably be doing most of my cuts going in like so. But like I say, with this piece of wood, lighter is better. It takes a lot of material off fast anyway. I don't have to use a lot of power to do that. So here we go. Moving on. Oh, see, that's what I was talking about right there. That was didn't hardly take anything to create that wall. Now I wonder if I tore my tendon off. No, just pulled it out a little bit. It's really fun to turn. This is just amazing to turn. I'm having a blast with this. So the closer you get, the closer in you get to the closer you get to the chuck, the more power you can apply to the tool, and because you're not leveraging it out of its mount. Yeah, I'm really thrilled with this. This is just amazing. You guys got to get a piece of this Juniper and rock on with it because it is really fun. Here we go. Back at we're going to turn it up. I think probably to 1,000. We're done. Look at that. Okay, now it's getting dusty. I'm going to put a mask on. All the way through there, we were cutting just nice long shavings. Oh, look at this. That ain't good. I'll have to turn through that, but we got lots of meat there to do that with. So, mask on. So remember I was saying I wasn't sure how we're going to do the outside here, how it was going to blend in. But now I can see it's going to roll down. Yep. So I think I'm going to work on the outside here a little bit. Oh, I got this to go through. I don't know how deep that goes. Well, I'm gonna work through that a little bit more and see if I can't get this crack out of here. This crack's staying. I think I might trim some more of that down. Lot of debating going on here. Okay, so well, I got her down to there, and I'm we're still about 3/4 of an inch thick there. So I'm going to take it down a couple more passes and then we'll check it. I'm shooting for kind of a 1/2 inch because I always like the bottoms of my bowls to be a little bit heavier. The sides, I'm already at a 1/4 inch. Feels like, maybe less. Yeah, 1/8 inch right there, fat 8, 3/16. So we'll that's good till sanding, but I'm gonna take 2 passes off the bottom here and then we'll start getting ready to sand. A little bit more shaping on the back side. I got a little bottom part in there, a little fat bottom. So we're gonna straighten that line out and mask and face shield on.
Spin, still running at 900. Oh, we'll go up a little bit more. 1,000. Okay, this wing out here is getting real delicate, so I'm being real ginger with that. Okay. I don't know quite how we're going to play these sides yet. I might hand round them off, hand sculpt them, as it were. Yeah, I think that might be the ticket. Because it's got little very slivery things, and I don't like those. I could take, well, let's see, we got a little more. Let me flip this around here and I'll get some shaping going on here and see what happens from there. Now I'm going to use my scraper. I'm going to use this guy. My negative rate carbide, just because it's right here and it's handy. Alrighty, that's going to be about the shape. Well, let's see. Well, I kind of like that. I'm going with it. I think that's done right there. Now I just have one more thing to cope with. How am I going to deal with it? I'm going to make it a little bit shorter. I don't know if they're going to good enough, but we'll see. I think we just carve it. I don't know. Pretty sure it's pretty red. I need to put it in the red off here. Remember this tool? I'm going to just take it from right here. And right there. And do a little calculated sculpting here. Oh, that's everything I need to do. Come up to this corner right here. Am I still filming? Yeah, I'm going to come up to a corner right here. Pretty darn close. All those corners are pretty darn close. Now I'm going to take this pencil here. I'm going to do a little OG turn right here, freestyle, free-handed OG here. I'll do something like that. Oh, that's what I need to do. Make this intersect that corner. Well, I don't know if that's going to make Einstein happy, but that's the way we're going to do it. I'm just going to take and swing this right out here, right off this corner. We're going to contour that down. Same with this one. Right like that. So, and I'm just going to carve this down. Alright, it's time to do some word sanding. I'm going to make a mark here on my #1 chuck jaw. So it'll go back in the same direction. Then we're going to do some hand fiddling. Let go. Well, I got that in there plenty tight.
Perfect. There's our mark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in here. Somehow or another. There. There like that. This will 500 RPMs, maybe less. And 45 RPMs. And this just like this. Oh, off. Look at that. I don't put it in first. Maybe stand on that guy. Okay, kind of like. Got it. You got everything. Let's see what we got this side. Okay, a coat of Zinsser seal coat. We'll do that. I'll probably do 2 coats, maybe even 3. We'll see how it goes. Let's see how this turns out. Ooh, that's pretty. I'm just gonna rag this on here just like this. Nothing seal, nothing serious. Oh, look at that blue. So I just wanted to show you this. I had this all sanded up to 400. I put 1 coat of the seal coat on it. And what the seal coat revealed was a ridge right at this chine, right where this begins to turn up. And you can see part of the ridge there. I started sanding on it before I remembered to turn the camera on. So that has to go. If you leave that in there, it's a ring, and you're always gonna see it. The first person to look at it's gonna see it, and they're gonna say, how come that's in there? Because that's what they do. Anyway, I'm gonna knock it down with 80 grit and take it back down to 400, and we'll start over on that. But you know, if you don't do it, then it's like, then it's a fail. I mean, it just isn't right. So at least that's the way I see it. So I'm going to go ahead and take this down. All right. Well, here it is. This is the Montana Juniper winged bowl. Yeah, it's kind of a cute little rascal. I enjoyed making it. I enjoyed making the bowl more than I enjoyed making the video, but I did enjoy making the video. Okay, so here it is. It's about 9.5 by 7.5. There's all labeled up and ready to go. So that's it. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Really appreciate your likes and comments, and yeah, we'll see you on the next one.